Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of The Stack, brought to you by the three boys from the Unhinged Vibes Podcast. It's your boy, Coastal, a.k.a. Coast Dynasty, a.k.a. Casper the Friendly Coast. Today, we are actually a full house. My apologies for missing out on last week, but today I'm here with...
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Caramel Thunder, Caramel with two L's. Today, I'm not doing the intro because I wanted to see my boy do it because he loves killing it on spot, and he killed that intro like no tomorrow. Good job, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. Happy 2022 to everybody. We're also here. The two of us are here always with...
It's your guy, Noslen 69ers. It's Noslen 69ERS, known to these guys sometimes as Petty White. What's going on?
Oh, man, I missed last week. Oh, R.I.P. Betty White. She will be missed. Let's get right into... Actually, you know what? Before we get into it, sorry, guys, I don't host very often, so I was a little too excited there, a little over-enthusiastic, if you will. Let me ask y'all, how y'all doing? It's been a while for me.
I'm doing pretty good, actually.
Thunder, we'll start with you. Sorry.
I'm doing pretty good. As you can see, I have fully assembled my shield breaker 900 to 1,000 point army for Ultramarines, and I've primed them. I've already painted two of my guys. So that's doing good. Other than that, everything's been good. Baby's been good. The second tooth just popped out, so she's been teething a lot. But other than that, man, it's been a hell of a good week.
Wonderful. I love hearing that. I mean, I don't love hearing that your army is fast outpacing mine. I don't love hearing that. I've got to get caught up on that. But I definitely love hearing updates about little baby Olivia. Second tooth, man, that's gonna be great. The next thing you know, man, you're gonna have to be paying the tooth fairy, so you're gonna have to be trading some more cards in for some of that.
Yep.
Our boys 69ers, how we doing over there?
Good. It's been a busy week for me at work, home too. I've been actually playing a lot of board games with the family. We just actually finished one called Rumble in the House. It's actually pretty simple. So maybe next time if we have a board game podcast, I can explain that more. But yeah, Rumble in the House. It's a pretty simple game, up to 6 players, where you each just grab you have secret characters, and what you have to do is you have a move where you do two things. You either move a character to a room, or you remove a character from the game, kind of thing. So it's a last man standing. So it's pretty fun.
Oh wow, that sounds interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was nice to actually sit around and play with the family board game. But it was good.
That's great. It's always nice to have a little bit of competition there with the family. I did notice, I saw some of your social media stuff where you were posting about how you were cheating once again in Risk. I'm happy to see that all of that borderline cheating that you do isn't restricted to only the Magic table.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. It's always great to enjoy your hobbies and enjoy some fun time with the family. That's awesome. So, what do you guys think, man? Do you think we should get right down to it?
Yeah. Let's go right to it.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's talk about some of the issues of the past week that we've seen and have sort of impacted the nerd world, if you will. So we'll start right away with a big transaction. So we found out that Take-Two has acquired Zynga for $12.7 billion. That is billion with a B. $1 billion. Maybe a quick preamble to just give you guys a quick introduction and just a quick update as to who these people are. Take-Two is the company that is famous mostly for GTA, for the NBA 2K series, for Civilization, and for Red Dead Redemption. And they just bought the mobile company that has made Farmville and Words with Friends. So this is a hell of a transaction. $12.7 billion is no joke, man. No joke. Let me start with Caramel Thunder. What are your thoughts initially on this massive purchase?
So if you think about it this way, this is a great way to get into the mobile network. A great way to make at least... Because when you buy a company of this size with this amount of money, you know for a fact that they're not buying the company just to let them ride and to continue what they're already doing. No, they're going to allow them to continue what they're doing, but now you can put your franchises on a mobile screen and possibly make more money that way. Because if you think about it this way, like even like all those 2K games or whatever else, there's a lot of monetization with those games. A lot of monetization, right? Yeah. If it's anything like FIFA, like the price tag on the game when you first buy it is like 1% of the actual money you're going to spend on the game itself, right? Yeah, so exactly, the revenue is going to it's going to skyrocket once they figure out a way to incorporate the IPs that they currently have into a mobile setting, into a quote unquote free to play setting, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what happens when we see news in like a year or two of like, oh, NBA game, this, and like they're all free to play, but there's going to be a lot of microtransactions, this and that, whatever else. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future. But this also can be risky as well, because when you buy a company that's one of the heavy hitters in mobile gaming, you also run into the risk of people who play that game not wanting to actually play that game anymore because of the new people who've bought it. And we've seen it happen before. My game that I play, the Star Trek Fleet Command, was bought out by a different company. Greatly that they did, because it was a dying company. But I'm really happy that a lot of the guys that were on my alliance, some of them left because they didn't like the people who bought it, and some of them stayed because they didn't really care. So we'll see how things go. We'll see how the transaction is. We'll see where the dotted lines are as well, because that can also play a big part of franchises moving over, IPs moving over, whatever else. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Nelson, what about you? What are your thoughts on this purchase?
Well, just to piggyback off Carmel Thunder there, talking about like the 2K franchises, like the GTAs, you know what, coming to the mobile world, I think that might be a huge jump for Take-Two. Like now from, I guess firstly from the console PC world, now you're going to the mobile gaming world. Like, yeah. I think that's a really huge step for them. I hope that they do succeed. Like 12.7 billion, like that's no joke to purchase a company for that amount, and to not like, you know, to purchase a company and to not really know what you're doing. But I think to buy for that amount, I think they do have a game plan on what to do in the future. Whether it's like I said, porting over some of their famous titles over to the mobile world, like you said, with the IPs and everything. So no, I think it's a great acquisition. I think it opens up a lot of doors for them, and I hope they succeed.
Yeah, you know what? And you're right, absolutely, that it is a big, like, it's, you swing and miss on $12.7 billion. That's a company killer, right?
Yeah,
like that's
for sure.
Right. So, but I did read a little bit more about this, and yeah, the primary focus of this purchase was to move their franchises. So, if you look online right now, you have the ability to play GTA 3 San Andreas and Vice City, but they're complete like one-to-one ports of the old school video games, just simply because phones are stronger than the processing power that the PS2s had at the time. So that was an easy move, but they don't have, like, when you look at the IPs that they have that they could port over to mobile, and they can port over into a free-to-play model, you're looking at GTA. Like, they have not come out with GTA 6. Like, GTA 5 has now been across three console generations. It came out during the 360, and then it was out during the Xbox One, and now it's still available for the Xbox Series X. And they are not pushed to make a new GTA because they were making so much money on GTA Online. Mm-hmm. So when you find a company who's able to monetize the mobile aspect of the GTA world, look the F out, right? Like, when you look at GTA, when you look at Red Dead Redemption, you look at NBA 2K, and you look at Civilization, those are 5 franchises across 5 different genres that don't have any really free-to-play heavyweights right now, right? They don't have anything in the realm of, like, say, a Hearthstone, or say a League of Legends Wild Rift, or a Pokemon Unite. Is that the name of the?
Yeah, Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite. They don't have anything like that. They don't have a PUBG for those genres. Mm-hmm. And if Take-Two and Zynga combined can make that for those genres, yeah, look out. This is a monster purchase. $12.7 billion. Just to put it into perspective, man, that's more than what Disney paid for Lucasfilm and what Microsoft paid for Bethesda combined.
Well, here's the thing. That's the power of mobile gaming for you, right?
That is just how, that's how important this purchase is. And, and like we had talked about in the mobile game conversation that we had, I'm just glad it wasn't Zynga buying Take-Two.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just glad that it's the console and the PC driving the bus on this, because then it means that the priority is still that sort of that era of video gaming, that sort of genre of, you know what, we're console first, we're PC first, and then we'll jut it out to a free to play model afterwards. Because I like free to play games. Like you have your Star Trek one. I play Marvel Strike Force, who actually also was just recently purchased as well. Their studio was purchased recently. But I don't want that to be every game.
Yeah.
Right. No. So I mean, excited, a little nervous. We'll see, because sometimes merging two big video game houses don't turn out well. Cough, cough. Activision Blizzard. But
yeah.
Yeah,
and that's still not doing good. That's still not doing good. Like, there's still lawsuits.
Yeah, that's depressing, because I mean, World of Warcraft was my life for a while there. So, but yeah, other than that, do we have any other anything else to comment on this purchase, or do we want to let this one resolve?
Let's resolve it.
Yeah, we can resolve this.
All right, this one resolves. On to the next topic, and a very sad and unfortunate one. Unfortunately, we got to do two of these in 2 weeks in a row, but. Shockingly, suddenly Bob Saget passed away this week.
Yeah, that's very
at the
unfortunate.
Age of 66, and he was on tour. He was on tour at the time, so it was a sudden. I had read just recently that he had passed away in his sleep due to either a heart attack or a stroke. Oh. So, maybe this time we'll start with Noslen. What are your thoughts on Bob Saget's sudden and tragic passing?
I actually had to look this up a couple times just to be sure, because after hearing about Betty White and Sidney Poitier, and all of a sudden Bob Saget, I'm like, again. Yeah. So I had to look it up, and no, it's like everyone like at our age group has watched Full House, so we grew up watching Danny Tanner and the family. Yep. It was a bit devastating for me to see to hear about him, and he was great guy. Like his comedy, from family comedy to like some of his other stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wow, he's actually
and
like I've seen some of his roasts that he's done. I'm like, whoa, this is Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just devastated to hear about him and his passing.
Yeah, absolutely. Caramel Thunder, what about yourself? Your thoughts on this?
So I grew up watching Full House. He was essentially always on the TV whenever I'd get home from school or whatever else, right? So it really sucks to hear that he passed away. A lot of people were speculating that it was drug use or it was misuse of something. But from the coroner report, there was no misuse. There was no foul play of any sort. It was just, I guess, quote-unquote natural cause, as a something like that could be as natural as possible, I guess. I don't know, but there was no foul play involved, which I'm very happy to hear, because it sucks when foul play is involved or there's anything like that, right? Because it's like, man, that could easily be avoidable, easily.
Yeah.
Sure.
This one, though, it's very unfortunate that this happened, and yet again, like you said, 2 stack episodes back to back where we have to do a farewell to a celebrity, and it kind of sucks. It really does. It's always it always sucks to see someone that you've grown up with pass, right? Even though we don't actually know him personally, it's just this is someone you technically grew up with, right? Yeah. So it's all good, right? So yeah, it sucks, but at the end of the day, I know for a fact that his family will be well off. Those who actually knew him, they're celebrating his life, whatever else. So at this point, we just got to move on, and There'll be. I'm assuming there'll be some sort of tribute to him on TV in regards to his shows or comedy specials or whatever else. So I can't wait to see those.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, his timeline in terms of how he his rise to prominence kind of lines up perfectly with myself in terms of my age and maybe even Noslen. I know me and you are similar in age, so that you might this might resonate with you as well. He was. I know people used to always call Bill Cosby America's dad, which is real problematic now. But but yeah, to me, America's dad was always Danny Tanner.
Yes.
So TGI Fridays was always, he always had a life lesson, and it was funny because he always had the life lesson. He always had it was always family friendly, right in around the time that I was in my tweens. And then as I hit my teens, just at around the same time that you think that your dad is the lamest person on earth, he was the lamest person on earth too, as he was hosting America's Funniest Home Videos with his really super lame dad jokes.
Yep.
And I just couldn't. I remember going from, man, I can't believe I used to like this guy. This guy's the lamest. And then just right around the time when you start to sort of grow up into an age where you're like, oh man, maybe my parents weren't as lame as I thought they were, and that they had to do things as parents, as all three of us know now, that we have to decide to kind of pull back on a little bit of our personality to show our kids the right way, not our way, right?
Yeah.
And just as I became an adult, boom, Half Baked comes out, and here's Danny Tanner, here's DJ and Stephanie, and DJ and Stephanie's dad. How am I forgetting the daughter, the youngest? Michelle, thank you. Yeah, how DJ, Stephanie, and Michelle's dad. How am I how all of a sudden he's on TV yelling at me or yelling at Dave Chappelle? Have you ever sucked dick for coke? Like, how is this the same guy? So and he was the director of Dirty Work, which is one of my favorite all-time movies, all-time comedies. So just his sort of career arc almost mirrored my growth in terms of where I would see him as sort of a proxy for America's dad. So it was it was devastating to hear that news, because like I said, I mean, he was on tour. It wasn't like, I mean, on the one hand, as tragic as Betty White was, she was 99. So, I mean, that was, we kind of see that one coming. But he's 66 and on tour and like healthy and making jokes still. And, he just had, I mean, I don't even know how long ago it was, but he just had his roast, right? So, so, I mean, that's all. So, rest in peace to Danny Tanner, to Bob Saget. Unfortunately, we'll let this one resolve.
Yep. Unfortunately, All
right. Let's move on. We'll try to lighten things up with a little bit more of a good news story. And again, someone coming from our past, from the late 80s. HBO Max has announced that Batman Beyond, a live action movie coming to HBO Max in 2022, is on, and they have confirmed Michael Keaton's coming back as Bruce Wayne. And I'm not sure if you guys have known this, but it has been quote unquote confirmed / unconfirmed that Terry, the role of the new Batman, the Batman Beyond, if anyone's not familiar with the actual storyline, Timothée Chalamet is going to be the new Batman. So you know what, Noslen, let's start with you first. What are your thoughts on this announcement, and pretty much how excited are you, and what's your sort of past relationship with Batman Beyond?
Well, the first Batman, that was for me the Batman. Like, to see the car, to see just I guess the whole ambiance of the whole movie, and then all the cool commercials that it came with it.
Oh, you mean Michael Keaton as Batman?
Michael Keaton as Batman. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just remembering those times, and for a while there, he was my favorite Batman. There wasn't that many good ones to begin with, anyway. It was him, and then and who?
Him and Adam West.
But no, I'm a bit excited to actually see Michael Keaton, don the Bruce Wayne, maybe Batman cape again. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't really followed the Batman Beyond, so I'm not 100% sure about the Batman Beyond. I was more of the, if you're going to go, I guess, animated series, the Batman animated series. I was more
Okay.
up to that.
Okay.
So
You were that one.
yeah, after that on, I'm not sure, but no, I am. You know, it would be nice to see him don the Bruce Wayne persona.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting more along your lines in that I'm a little more excited about Michael Keaton than I am for Batman Beyond. I am at the risk of maybe falling on my face here. I'm assuming that Caramel Thunder has a big connection to the Batman Beyond cartoon, so I'm gonna pass it to him and let us know your thoughts on what your thoughts are on the actual animated movie that's going to be based on, and two, what are your thoughts on Michael Keaton and Timothée Chalamet making a live action version of a cartoon that you've loved?
Well, I'm very excited on it because this is not the only time we're going to see Michael Keaton as Batman in the future, because he's also in the Flash movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is true.
So we're actually going to see him in the Flash movie first. As I forget what it was. It's either an alternate timeline Batman, which he plays, I think, Bruce's dad.
Oh,
right.
Interesting.
I don't know if you know the whole Flashpoint thing. It's
you were explaining a little bit.
Yeah, it's based off the Flashpoint comic. So essentially, it's not Bruce Wayne as Batman when the Flash does his thing. It's Thomas Wayne. So he might be playing Thomas Wayne, which we're gonna see him in that red sun with the bat kind of thing. So that's gonna be really interesting to see. So we're not gonna, we're gonna see him as Batman, but as a different Batman in the Flash movie. But for this one coming up, I'm actually really excited to see him play his original Batman. I hope that he has like the same suit. If not, maybe it's an upgraded style suit. If he's gonna have one, I know he's not gonna wear it, but I would love to see it on display. Like, you know how Iron Man has his suits with like Mark 1, 5, whatever, all displayed, and you see it being upgraded. I hope you see like his OG bat suit, then an upgrade 1, upgrade 2, upgrade 3 into the Batman Beyond stealth suit. This right, and like a mecha suit. Like, it'd be super cool to see that in the background, like a whole Iron Man style. Essentially, he possibly could. But when it comes to Batman Beyond, I actually loved watching the animated show. I liked it because it reminded me like it was like a cool version of Iron Man. It was Iron Man. It was legit Iron Man and Batman put together, because his suit was essentially it wasn't nanotech, because it was actually still a suit that he put on, but it was like, it had all the bells and whistles in my eyes that a Iron Man suit would have. It could fly, it could do all this stuff. The timeline of the Joker in that era as well was very cool, because it was a different take on it, and it was, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I like that he is very sleek. He's combat ready. He's yet again Bruce Wayne with his teenagers, right, and his kids. I don't know if that's some pedophile shit, but he's got his ish. So we'll see how this goes. I know that his name's Timothy, right?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, he was very good in Dune. Very good in Dune. He killed it in Dune. I can't wait to see him as, I guess, Batman Beyond, which also means that maybe one day we'll have a big multiverse of multiple Batmans in a movie, because there's a multiverse because of the Flash movie coming up. So hopefully we can see multiple Batmen in a possible future movie. So that'd be great to see. But other than that, I'm actually really excited for this. This is good. Anything Batman news is good. I grew up with the animated series, the straight old school one where they painted on a black canvas to get that dark theme. That's the one I grew up on, but my after school show later on was Beyond. So I can't wait to see what happens in the future. This is going to be good. Yet again, I can't wait to see the rest of the supporting cast. It's all about the supporting cast. So I can't wait to see what's in the timeline for all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's two. They started with two big heavy hitters, so let's see how they follow up with. I will say that in general, Batman is just a cooler Iron Man. He's Iron Man.
100%.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Think about it this way: if Batman had access to Iron Man's nanotech,
yeah.
dude,
He's just cool.
I can just imagine what his suit would look like the wings, and like the fins and on his like forearms and everything.
Yeah.
Oh man, just
yeah.
game over.
And I've shared my thoughts on DC versus Marvel. So
Yeah.
I'll always side with Bruce Wayne on that one.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see multiverses, if only for the return of Val Kilmer's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely wanted. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind Val Kilmer as Batman. So yeah. So I mean, otherwise, yeah. Like I said, I'm not personally all that connected with Batman Beyond the animated series. It was a little bit after my time, but any Batman is exciting for me, so I'm happy with that. Any other thoughts on this, or do we want to let this one resolve as well?
I'm good for it resolving.
I'm good for it resolving too.
All right, so let's move on to. Yes, we do still play Commander. They recently, WotC, with the help of Jimmy Wong, released the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Building Worlds. It was a half-an-hour video where they talked with some of the set designers, set producers, and a lot of the people behind the scenes, creating the world of Kamigawa. 12,000?
1,200?
1,200? Sorry, I'm in the world of 40K now, so 40,000 is a normal number.
That's a normal number, yeah. That's the base
So,
number.
1,200 maybe makes more sense than 12,000. So 1,200 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1,200 years in the future, and we've got a gorgeous, gorgeous world waiting for us on February 11th when the set releases. I guess, did you guys watch the Building Worlds video? What are your thoughts, and what are your hype levels? Noslen, we'll start with you.
Yeah, watched it today, and I mean, we talked about it earlier. Just the set designs that they've had and all the artwork is just amazing. Like they have some amazing artists that have done this set justice. Like, it's really nice. Mm-hmm. And then to me, in the video, it sounds like they might be coming up with a new mechanic, because they are bringing back ninjutsu that we know already.
Yep.
And I know they mentioned that Bushido didn't turn out well, so I don't think that's coming back.
No, Bushido's definitely not coming back.
Yeah, but it sounds like, because I briefly heard them talk about new mechanic. They haven't said what it is, but it sounds like there's a new mechanic coming in. Some of the ninja artwork was really good. Tamio, the Planeswalker, she was done really well as well. I'm excited for this. I've always liked the ninja samurai type of world, so I don't know much about the Kamigawa world. I'm probably going to read up on this more, but just from the looks of it, it looks really, really promising, and I hope there are some really, really good cards coming out. Like, for the I don't know if they've spoiled the pre-con sets, or I don't think they have yet.
They haven't yet, no.
I'm hoping to see really ninja and samurai. That's what I'm hoping to see.
It looks like it's going to be centered around ninjas and samurai, so that's going to be really exciting. And I wonder, maybe a quick question for you and maybe a quick question for Caramel. Let's marry those two together. We know that there's ninjas, and we know that they're going to use ninjutsu. Mm-hmm. Now, we know that there's samurai, and if you're sort of familiar with the lore and the history behind samurai, I personally am not too much. What do you think would be a decent samurai-centered mechanic that they might introduce? Do you want a sec to ponder on that? Maybe we'll ask Caramel Thunder his thoughts on, or maybe I'll go over my thoughts on the Building Worlds video. Yeah, so maybe so just my quick thoughts on the video. What I really enjoyed, I mean, not just the art looks fantastic. I think one thing that I sort of appreciated myself was they did have that cultural liaison on, and I really enjoyed, and I really sort of respect that they're going to do the proper respect, because as much as it's a fantasy and a sort of fictional world and a fictional setting of Kamigawa, we know it is very much built off the real world Japan, right? Mm-hmm. Just like Theros is definitely real world ancient Greece. Like, you want to make sure that you give that the proper respect. And that was one thing for me, because unfortunately, for people our age who are sort of bigger nerds, our main sort of influx and main influence for ninjutsu lore might be Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Right? And so to hear them say something like, it would be inappropriate to have nunchucks and to have sai because of the real world strife between Okinawa and Japan. I thought that was a really enlightening and a really sort of positive direction that they're going to move this towards, that they are going to give this the proper respect, because it does deserve that, right? Like, you don't want to just start taking random things from other cultures that look cool and throw them in, because that's not cool, right?
Yeah.
That'll end up looking lame. So that's my quick thoughts. Maybe I'll throw it over to Caramel and maybe just ask you your thoughts, and I'll also ask you if you've got an answer for the question I posed Nelson, as well as what do you think of a mechanic that would be samurai centric? And we'll throw that over to you. What are your thoughts, Caramel?
Okay, hold on. Okay, what was the question again? I totally got sidetracked because I just saw the background on Noslen's thing. I'm like, oh, the art. I got lost in it.
Yeah, it is very cool. Yeah, so for the people who are on audio right now, Noslen has put up a Neon Dynasty like background, and it's a very cyberpunk, very pink, very blue neon, and it's very thematic for the conversation that we're having right now. Yep. Caramel, the big, I guess, two-part question, right? Okay. Is one, what were your thoughts on the Building Worlds video?
Okay.
And then as well, we know that they're introducing a new mechanic, and we know that the samurai are coming back. What do you think, if you have any thoughts on what would be a decent samurai-centric mechanic that they would introduce?
Okay. So first off, I'm really just going to go off of what you said. I really enjoyed that they brought that liaison in regards to culture and style, because one thing that I appreciated when watching the video was like the hand placement for swords on some of the photos was wrong, how they wore their kimonos, right? Depending on how you wear it, if you're alive or deceased. Yeah. It's the detail like that I really do appreciate when they try to get it right, and they want to get it right the first time, right? Mm-hmm. I know, like they said in the video, they couldn't fix all of it, which is totally fine. That's okay. The attempt was made, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Now, please note that all of us, all three gentlemen here, we are Filipino, so we are not from a Japanese descent. But having the respect shown to an Asian culture like that, especially something, in my opinion, that culture is very misviewed in North American culture. If you think about it, right? Like the Last Samurai movie, Naruto, even though it is made over in the East, it's just how we view it here is not traditional, right?
Yeah, we can
stuff.
Love stuff and still understand that it's problematic, right? Like the Ninja Turtles are another one.
Oh yeah, 100%. Even that, right? So of course we have our stereotypes on all that stuff, and what I appreciate is that they want to bring that stereotype down, and they want to show you the traditional side of it, what our culture got, I guess, what our pop culture has right now, what it came from. Right? All the myths, all the weapons, all this and that, the style that apparently every single ninja, they wear their shields on their forearms. That's a traditional ninja thing. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, whatever. Mm-hmm. And also ninjas are not just your typical ninjas. They are liaisons, they are messengers, they are diplomats, they're all this stuff, right? So it's a super cool thing. So I really appreciate that. I also like how for some of the art, it is traditional oil painting. It's not your typical drawing on a pad for a computer. It's oil painting style drawings, and I really hope it shows really well in the card. Of course, not the textures and that, but at least the crispness, the beautiful art. And I know they're going to do their justice, but I can't wait to see that on the card itself. I really hope it's going to be a full art card for those ones. Those would be really good. And for your second question on what possible mechanic for samurais, correct? Yes. I would like to see... do any of you remember what Bushido was? Like what the mechanic was that they trashed?
I I think it's if a creature attacks or blocks, it gets a +1/+1. I think that's what the
Oh,
mechanic
really?
was.
So that's what. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
What the mechanic was. Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking like maybe for this one it could be more of like a quick attack kind of thing, or like I don't know, because I know there's first strike, this and that. So I would think it would have to be something similar to first strike, or maybe it was like a duel kind of thing, like a one-on-one kind of duel, or if I forget what it's called when a samurai takes his own life. I forget what that's called.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. So maybe if instead of your creature dying, you do this, and then you get a benefit from it, right? Like,
sacrifice creature samurai sacrifices itself. You get X.
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it could be like that too, because then that could, I don't know, that's flavorful in my eyes. That could be very much flavorful, and it could be a lot of recursion possibly, or you could come back as a spirit or as something like that. I don't know. I'm just literally just brainstorming, but I think that'd be cool to have some cultural flavor put into it. So that's those are my 2 cents on it. But either way, I'm actually more excited about this set than ever, because all I saw was goblin, either ninjas or goblin samurais in one of the art, and it was like, oh man, let's get going. Let's go. Crinkle, you're gonna have a good time in this set.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Noslen, what about your thoughts in terms of a samurai mechanic?
I was thinking more towards if there's something that can gear towards honor, because the samurai are very honorable. So some kind of mechanic that deals with honor. What, I don't know, but it'd be nice to have something like that, because again, they were very honorable warriors.
Okay, yeah, maybe like an aura, if you will, or what if like a totem almost, where they sacrifice and it removes all damage from a commander or what have you.
Yeah.
Although I guess that would be Commander Central, but something like that. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking something like that, because that's the only thing that popped in my head was just the honor that they carry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Well, in either event, whatever the mechanic is, I'm super excited for it. Let me, I guess, just quick 1 to 10. Give us one number, or maybe 2 numbers. What was your hype level before watching that Building Worlds, and what's your hype level now? We'll start with you, Caramel.
My hype level was kind of like at a 7, 8. After seeing the art and the thought process behind all of it, I'm very close to like a 9. I'm not at exact 10 yet, because I want to see some more cards. I want to see a full release. Then I'll be at a 10. Until then, I'm at a 9, maybe a 9.5. But man, it's just beautiful. It's stuff that I love, plus neon colors. It's great. I cannot wait. This is probably going to be my favorite Magic setting. And I love Ravnica. I love Ravnica. This might surpass Ravnica for me, depending how well they do it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What about you, Noslen?
Yeah, I think I'm at the same boat. Like, I think it's about a 7, 7.5, and then after watching the video and seeing all the, like, for me, the artwork and the work that they put into it, it's brought me up to about a 9. But just to echo Carmel, I still need to see a couple more cards to bump me up to that 10. But right now, I'm just on that cusp of going to that number. But yeah, a couple more cards maybe for me, and then I'm totally sold.
Yeah. You know what? I do not learn very well. I was at a 10 going into Crimson Vow, and the set itself was, I'm going to say, a mild disappointment in terms of the cards. I have not seen any cards outside of the 2 Planeswalkers, and we barely play with Planeswalkers in our group. Yeah. So those aren't even relevant cards. And boys, I'm at a 10. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to spend way more money on this set than I need to, and the cards aren't even going to be good, and I'm going to be so mad after, but let's go.
Let's
go right now, baby.
That's funny.
Well, those two cards right off the bat, it's hooked. I'm sure it's hooked us in already.
Well, I was in a 9 after I saw the basic lands, so I mean, it wasn't going to take much more to get me there. This is such a great looking set so far.
It is.
The fact that they are gonna do it justice, they are gonna make it culturally relevant and appropriate. Oh man, and
So
it's
So good.
Cyberpunk in Japan. Oh man, like I'm so pumped. I the hype train has got me going, and yeah, I'm ready to be disappointed with the cards. So I mean, having said that, hype train's going. Do we let this resolve or do we counter that train?
I'm good to let it resolve.
Let it resolve.
All right. I like where your guys' heads at. Let's move on to the next one. We're actually going to go back to Batman. This one, quick conversation maybe. The Batman rating has been confirmed. It has been confirmed PG-13. So we are looking at that now. PG-13. That's what Dark Knight was. So let's see if they push the boundaries, because it looks like a movie that's going to push that PG-13. Yeah. So maybe Caramel, your thoughts on the Batman. And while you do that, I'm going to quickly look up the release date because I forgot what it was.
So from what we've seen from the trailers and this and that, it makes sense that it'll be PG-13. I thought it was going to be like maybe an 18 plus. So the release date is coming up. I believe it's March 4th.
March 4th.
Right? March 4th.
2022.
So it is coming up. So yeah, the rating doesn't surprise me. What I want to see more of is less trailers, because I do think that the trailers so far have given a lot of the plot away. So I do want to see less trailers, because I want Batman's supposed to be mysterious, right? If you reveal your whole hand from your next trailer, I don't want to see it. But I know I'm going to watch it anyways, so I'm going to ask you right now politely, just don't release another trailer. Please
Zero
don't.
self-control.
Please. I got zero self-control. Like, I'm literally asking you, don't release another trailer. Maybe some teaser spotlights would be nice. You know, some 30-second, just action-packed. You've already done this already. Just give me some more. Give me more of that, like just him beating people up and hearing bones break, and like him screaming, whatever else. That I'm okay with, but more of the story stuff, save it for when I actually watch the movie. I don't want to see that stuff in trailers. I hate seeing that stuff in trailers. Even though I watch all the trailers anyways, I can control myself, but I can't. Honestly, I cannot wait. I was hoping, though, that it would be rated R. I was kind of hoping it would be a rated R movie, just because from the trailers, right? You see him kind of go a little ruthless with his stuff. He's very heavy-handed. And I was hoping you'd be able to see some bones sticking out, some blood on his hands, this and that. But it's a Batman movie, and I had to be realistic. So this is more of a fair rating than what I saw in my head. I was really hoping for like a Red Band trailer. A Red Band trailer. But that's never going to happen. So watch in a month, there'll be a Red Band trailer, and I'll be like, wow.
Oh, yeah. And it'll give away all the plot points.
Exactly. And I'll just watch it anyways.
And you'll watch it 6 times.
Exactly.
No, and you know what? Honestly, those are all fair. I think we know sort of the level, because we do know Dark Knight really pushed that PG-13. I remember them saying that you can't get much more violent or much more graphic than what Dark Knight did without making the risk of it going to R. So we know where the line is drawn now. We know pencil through the eye. That's as rough as it's gonna get.
You didn't even see the pencil go through the eye. It just his head hit the table and it was gone.
Implied pencil through the eye.
I guarantee you, if we saw the pencil go into his eye and those blood, that'd be R. But the fact that it just boomed gone, PG-13.
That's 300 level. Graphic violence.
Noslen,
what are your thoughts? I mean, I'll get back to Caramel and ask him the second question, but I guess the second question on this is one, your thoughts on the rating, your hype level going into it, and your thoughts on whether or not they're going to make that March 4th, considering what we're seeing in the world around us right now.
Rating, you know what? I was hoping they would have stayed at the PG-13, just for the fact that it'll get more people to watch the movie that are able to watch the movie. But it does look like in the trailers that we've seen that they are really pushing the PG-13 rating. Like, they're really pushing it. As for the second question, I don't know. I'm hoping they can release it on the March 4th date, but the way things are going now, like, I know there's some places around the world now that are just, I think they're at that point where, you know what, just everything open, we'll just have at it kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm hoping they do go to that release date, but it wouldn't shock me if they got pushed back because of what's going on right now. So, no, I'm hoping it does release on the March 4, and I honestly think it will.
Yeah, I myself am also hoping that we see a March 4th release date, if only because it just means things might be better.
Yeah,
because we do know that coming out of this now. I mean, Spider-Man proved to everybody you can make bank. You can make bank in a theater right now.
Oh
so, yeah. So I'm hoping. I thought it was it's interesting that they released it March 4th because that is usually a dead time for movies. But I guess with us coming out of the pandemic, because usually the start of summer movie season has always historically been what is it? Is it Labor Day week? What is the May long weekend in America? Is that President's Day, Labor Day? I don't want whatever the May long weekend is in America. That's usually the start of summer movie season. So for it to be released in March is kind of odd because I mean it's not even school. It's not even spring break.
You also got to think about it too, though. Like, what other movies does WB have going on where they like it was kind of like these are the dates that are left, right?
I think when you look at that, I think Batman gets first slot, and then the other ones, the other WB movies move around that because I think Batman is the movie that the other movies can be commercial failures. This one can't be.
Yeah,
because this gets first spot. So
this is DC right here.
Yeah. They'll push another movie if another movie had March 4th and they wanted March 4th, they're moving that other movie.
Yeah,
right. That's totally fair.
Yeah, whatever it is, this would be like if Disney has Encanto and Mulan and Star Wars coming out. Star Wars gets first pick. So
100%.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Caramel, did you have any other thoughts? Sorry, my apologies. I didn't get the release date on time. I should have had that written down for you. So your thoughts on this?
Honestly, you guys have said it all. I just cannot wait to see the movie. I also cannot wait to see if this is going to be a possible trilogy.
Hoping so.
Hoping
so with Batman.
Yeah. So if it is going to be a possible trilogy, then sweet. Now my next question would be: is he going to be the new Batman in upcoming Justice League stuff? Right? Or is this going to be a different universe kind of thing? So we'll see how things go because it's very convoluted in regards to the DC aspect of things because there's like 7 different timelines going on, right? Where in Marvel it's very much easy to understand where everything started off with one timeline, and then it branched off. This one there's like 4 or 5 timelines going on at the same time. You don't know what's related to what until they actually explain it. So this one, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was very skeptical of Mr. Twilight as Batman, and I think so far he has sold me that he can be a Bruce Wayne. Sorry, no, that he could be a Batman. He still needs to convince me that he can be a Bruce Wayne because we know he needs to be a playboy. Right now, from what I've seen from his look, he's not. I don't know. He looks like he lives on his mom's couch. Let's be honest, right? Like, Christian Bale was a playboy when he played Bruce. He was a strict playboy. Oh, the ladies by his side, the fancy cars. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, like I said before, when I saw American Psycho, all I could think of when I saw Christian Bale is he's the perfect Bruce Wayne. Because his character in American Psycho was Bruce Wayne. He's super rich guy, superficial, sort of. You don't really know what's going on there, and he might be crazy. He's probably crazy underneath that veneer. So, he nailed Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, I think I agree with you guys. He's the harder part of Batman to nail. So, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But
I think he'll do fine. I think he'll do fine on the release date. I don't think there will be any issue. I know for a fact this movie is probably going to make its money back, but we'll see if it's going to break records. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Maybe one last go around the table. Your hype level. I was actually, quite frankly, in terms of the release date, I was shocked it's coming up so soon. I thought it was like a late 2022. Yeah. So the fact that it's coming out we're talking 6 weeks from now. Right? 6 weeks from
already?
now.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It is 6. We're halfway through January already, man. Like, I don't know if we're going to be able to make that resolutions podcast anymore because I'm pretty sure we've broken all of our resolutions by now.
Yeah, I have 100%. I can tell you that right now.
I didn't even start mine.
I can tell you right now.
Yeah. So, Noslen, hype level on the Batman.
I'm at an 8 for this.
Caramel.
I'm at a 6.
No.
I'm at a 6. I want to see more, but I don't want to see more. So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm at a 10, baby.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I love it.
God.
Oh man, I'm so easily persuaded.
That is so. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So we let this resolve?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. The Book of Boba Fett, episode 3. Your thoughts? I actually just finished watching it, so I'm a little bit behind, but I just caught on to it. Maybe quick spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't quite seen the episode yet. Maybe skip ahead a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Can we put a what's it called, a timestamp on the YouTube video so someone can skip this?
Yeah, we could. Hold up. I'm gonna write down the time right now. Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, so Book of Boba Fett 3, episode 3. Let's start with Noslen. What were your thoughts on the episode?
A little bit slower pace, but I didn't mind it. You know, it's developing into more of the plot of the series. So it was cool to see the scooter bikes that were there with that gang that was in it. It was nice to see the Rancor, or I guess that version of the Rancor.
Baby
Mm-hmm.
Rancor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the baby Rancor. So I really thought at that one point when they brought the Rancor back that they were going to feed that bounty hunter to it. I thought for sure that happened. I was like, oh, that didn't happen. But no, it was a bit slower than the second episode. But like I said, I didn't mind it. It just developed more of the story. And you know what? From the looks of it, it looks like it's going to get more interesting. And I hope it does. Like I think I mentioned before, I sort of fell off Star Wars after the 7, 8, 9 movies. This one sort of brought me back. This and the Mandalorian. So, like I said, I'm hoping this continues on. I read that there's a little bit of pushback with episode 3. I don't know if you guys heard about that. About
No.
I guess the Tusken Raiders when they all perished, and he just threw them into the fire. I don't know if you read about that.
No, I didn't.
No.
I mean, that was their tradition, though. What would be the push?
Yeah, I guess people were just wondering. Like, I guess I didn't read the full article, but some were just upset about how that happened. Like they were just thrown in. I'm like, well, he explained that this was their tradition. They're of the indigenous Tusken Raiders. So they wrapped them up, threw them in, right, and that's how they.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Literally did that the episode.
And some people were upset about it. I'm like,
Okay.
why?
Wow. Yeah. Internet
Oh,
being,
man.
what a shocker.
Well, I know, eh? But no, I was not disappointed with the episode.
Caramel, what about you? Your thoughts on episode 3 and maybe the series going forward and the series so far?
Yeah. So yet again, like I was saying before we recorded, this was a build-up episode. So episode 1 was build-up. Episode 2 was boom show. Episode 3, this one was build-up. But it was very nice to see Black Kristan. I believe that's how you say his name. The Wookiee.
Yeah.
Sorry, how do you say his name?
I believe it's Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. Okay, there we go. Black Chrysanthemum. I was watching a bunch of lore videos on him, so I was like people were saying his name different, but it was very nice to see him back and very nice to see him kick Boba's ass.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I know.
Hurt on him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Boba was in his back to tank, and yeah, Boba was in his gitch, but. Yo, he beat the shit out of him. Boba even stabbed him a few times, and he was still standing. Like, come on, dude. And he held off everybody in Jabba's palace. He held them all off. The only thing that stopped them was a trap. Like, Get real, buddy. Like, this guy's the real deal. This guy's some good stuff. So I really hope he comes back because Boba, yet again, just let him go. So hopefully he does come back and he works with Boba because that Ooh, that'd be cool to have him as one of his top lieutenants. That'd be wicked sweet.
I would put big money he's coming back at some
Oh
point.
yeah,
this
me
season.
too. Me too. I also really respect the fact that they went into the Rancor lore a little bit. That they're not all beasts. Like they can be a lovable dog pet
Like
if
pit
they
bulls.
really wanted to, right? Exactly. That also very impressed that they actually brought this as well. That you could ride them. I was very impressed that they actually brought that in. I cannot wait, man. From episode 1 in Mandalorian, when he was trying to ride those things, like Mando was trying to ride those like animals. Now, can you imagine the same thing, the same scene, but Boba Fett trying to learn how to ride this Rancor?
Rancor.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, dude, that's gonna be great. I cannot wait to see that. So yet again, it was a build-up episode, but it was a good build-up episode. There was a chase scene, this and that. It was good. Now that the Fett twins, not the Fett twins, sorry, the Hutt twins,
Yeah.
they're out of the picture.
Yeah.
Maybe I can see them come back as an ally, right? Because of the syndicate that's there. So we'll see what happens. But I know for a fact that next few episodes, it's literally him bringing in all the mafia people from the town, all the street gangs, this and that, and giving them an ultimatum. It's either you work with me and you can keep your territory and I can help protect you from the syndicate, or the syndicate comes in and they take over everything and you got nothing left.
Yes.
It's less of the worst. Like, you got to pick your lesser evil, right? So I can see that coming up, because if you don't see that coming up, like, that's in every single movie, that's in every single TV show, like that, it has to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see that. I really hope that in that episode as well, there's a lot of action.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in the series so far, half of the series is in, well, I guess, real time, and the other half is flashback.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that the flashback half of it is him dealing with the other, I guess, Tusken Raider clans, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the
'Cause-
Nitko gang, the motorcycle gang that killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Or that too, right? Because there's another clan claiming that they have rights to the Dune Sea, where his clan actually has rights to it. So we'll see what's going on with that dynamic, whatever else. But next episode, I really hope there's a lot of action, because I love the action in the show. I don't know why, but like, the action in these Star Wars shows, they're getting better and better and better. Just the scenery, how the bolts fly and hit people, and just the action scenes, amazing. So I cannot wait to see it. I really hope, yet again, we see Michelle Yeoh get more action instead of just throwing a dagger. So
Yeah, she was conspicuously absent.
yes,
in this episode.
very much so. So I really hope we get to see.
Michelle Yeoh, yeah. Or not Michelle Yeoh.
Sorry.
Ming-Na
Yeah. I really hope we get to see more action from her. A lot more action from her.
Yeah.
Because I love her character. Okay. That's it for me.
Fennec Shan rules. I
Yeah.
mean, it'd be nice to see her more. I'm going to echo the things that you guys say. The one thing I will say is that the Book of Boba Fett had a secondary challenge, in that the title character, has a history behind it, and that people want to know that history. That wasn't an issue with Mandalorian, because it was an all-new character. They were able to bring in an all-new world that existed within the world, but it didn't necessarily need to sort of relate to any of the past. Here you have to sort of bring up how Boba Fett got to where he is now, whereas you don't really need to do that with Mando, right? So that is a challenge. It's not. They haven't been doing it perfectly. It has been a little bit clunky in terms of shifting back and forth between the past and the present. So, but I do appreciate the effort that they're trying to basically explain both of those, right? Like, trying to tell us a story going forward with him now as the daimyo of Mos Espa, versus how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, right, and into where he is now. So I do enjoy that. I missed the last discussion. I like the fact that the Tusken Raiders, the ones who were there first and the one whose home planet it is, that they're not the bad guys. I do appreciate that.
Yep.
Because that was sort of a problem with a lot of the older Star Wars stuff. It's like, why are these guys the bad guys? you know. So we were here first. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I will echo what both of you guys said. It feels like a build-up episode. We'll see how they do moving forward. I'm excited. I just it was a bit of a slower episode. This is one of those ones where it almost feels like the show would have been better as a bingeable show.
Mm-hmm.
At least for the first 3 episodes, because then these episodes just fly by, right? But then again, we also saw that with Cowboy Bebop, where we thought it's a bingeable show that would have worked better as an episodic, right? To give you time to breathe. So you never know. You never know which one would work out best. I'm happy that it goes weekly.
Yeah, me too.
But like I had said to Caramel earlier, the fact that this is weekly, it does, because it's a slower episode. You waited 7 days to see this. This is the episode you got, and then you have to wait 7 days to see the next one. It can come off a little bit slower, right? Whereas if this was, immediately before and immediately after 2 sort of big action pieces, it might not have felt as clunky as it did.
Mm-hmm.
But what have you? I like the fact that we have to wait. So. I don't love that everything's bingeable now. Maybe quick final thoughts and maybe an episode rating out of 10. Noslen, we'll start with you.
Actually, one thing I noticed, and I think I saw a few episodes, or the last episode, like the end credits, that Robert Rodriguez is directing.
Yeah.
And when I watched the 3rd episode, the Rancor's Keeper, at first, I was like,
yeah,
no,
buddy.
That's not. I was like,
that is a machete.
I'm waiting for his throwing knives and his machete.
Yeah. He was. It was machete, and the one thing I should call back to is I couldn't really take the water vapor farmer, the one who complained.
Yeah. Oh my
I couldn't
gosh.
take him seriously. I couldn't take him seriously because he's Boyle's dad from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There's also something up with him. I'm assuming there's something up with him. Yeah. He's like a spy or an informant.
There's an underlying evil behind him, but I couldn't grasp it because I know him as Boyle's dad from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I can't take him seriously, right? Because you could tell the seeds were being sown that there's something more there, but no, he's a Boyle guy for me, a fun little Christmas 3-way, like he's inappropriate.
Oh,
so, so I guess final thoughts, quick episode rating.
For me, it's I'd say it's a 7. Just gets slowed down a bit, but it developed more of the story. So about a 7 for me.
Okay. What about you, Carmel?
I'm on the same boat. It's a 7. Yet again, this is a build-up episode. Before build-up episode is actually pretty good. They put in a lot of I guess background information that is really helpful, like the Rancor stuff, this and that. We didn't really need it, but it was great to have. It was actually great to have. So yeah, it's a 7 for me. Okay,
good. For me, man, 10, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I think I'm around there, 6.5 to 7 for me as well. A bit of a slower episode standalone wise, but sets things up nicely going forward. So, did its job. Its job is unglamorous, so we'll give it an unglamorous score. Is this good to resolve?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe something we're going to talk about a little bit more next week, but something to just touch on real quickly because we did see 58 seconds of it. We got a Moon Knight teaser trailer, and letting us know tomorrow will be the full trailer. So, Moon Knight, your thoughts, your history, your sort of background knowledge behind this character. Caramel, we'll start with you.
So essentially, my background for this character is not much. I know that he has like multiple personality kind of thing. He's the Marvel equivalent to Batman in regards to like ability. But other than that, like I don't really know much about him. I know that he's a kick-ass character though. Like his suits or at least his look in the Marvel comics looks absolutely awesome. I love that look. Like if Batman had to wear a white suit, it'd be that. It would look like that. Cool. Right? He looks awesome. Absolutely awesome.
He looks very cool.
Yeah. So in the teaser, you saw the suit like engulf him. So I'm like, so you're telling me the suit has either a life of its own, or it's an entity that's like taking over his body, or this and that, or it's one of his personalities that or whatever else. I'm like, oh man, I cannot wait. I've seen videos of Oscar Isaac doing the training, like the physical fighting training for all this, and he's doing his own stunts. This guy's prepared. This guy's very prepared. So I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see the trailer. Cannot wait to see Kevin Bacon again. What else? Yeah. I think Noslen said that Jeremy Renner was in this.
In the trailer.
Yeah.
Was he? I didn't even notice that.
I didn't see him. Was he in the trailer?
I'm hoping I watched the right one.
What was it? Was it Jeremy Renner or was it Kevin Bacon?
I was over here watching the Hawkeye trailer for Moon Knight.
Exactly right.
I mean, if it was him, then awesome. I missed it.
If it was him, then sweet, because that would make sense. Because like Jeremy Renner is like, he's now in my eyes an actual Avenger after Hawkeye. Like in my opinion, because he officially got his like A++ rank in my eyes. Because before we didn't really get to see much of him, right? And it kind of sucked because I wanted to see more of my guy. And he got like the back seat. He got the trunk. He got the trunk for most of the Marvel series, in my opinion. Yeah. Let's be real here. Like in that first Avengers movie, he was instantly the bad guy. He didn't even get to show up to the party until the very end of the movie. So that kind of sucked. So in my eyes, he's that full-fledged Avenger now. He's that like AAA status, Iron Man style. But it would make sense for him to bring Moon Knight into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in his way, only because like Moon Knight is like I guess your everyday kind of hero kind of thing. Like, you know how Spider-Man started off as like your everyday friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? I think this one's going to be your everyday not so friendly neighborhood Moon Knight. So I think Jeremy Renner's going to do some shield work, find out that he's some crazy ass shit, and maybe bring him into the scene. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, all right.
If you go to the teaser trailer, it's at 1:15 of 2:05.
Okay.
1:15 of 2:05. Okay, I'm gonna watch this in the background. We'll see.
Yeah. So that's Jeremy Renner right there.
What?
All right. Well, yeah. So I mean, in terms of myself, Moon Knight is a character who I don't know a whole lot about. My only sort of knowledge of him has been, I was a big Garth Ennis fan in terms of as a writer in the late 90s. And in the late 90s, they did something called Marvel Knights, where they took a couple of the less well-selling titles, gave them to some experimental writers out there and just said, you know what, man, go nuts with these guys. Their titles aren't selling well anyway. Go crazy with them. You don't have to worry about any of the past histories or anything like that. And let's see what kind of stories you make. And you know what? If it falls flat on its ass, these guys were like the 75th best-selling title anyway. So whatever. And that's where I fell in love with Garth Ennis, because he was the one who was doing Punisher. And he was the writer responsible for like the ultra-violent version of Punisher, like the one where he shoots arrows through the guys' heads, not into their chest. So then they look like the Steve Martin caricature where the arrow actually goes through their face. But yeah, that's really all I know about him, is the sort of any brief crossovers with those characters. He's a military guy. Is that his background? Moon Knight?
I don't know.
If it is, that would make sense for why Hawkeye would run into him, right? If nothing else, that would give them sort of some sort of at least a tenuous connection at best, right? Like I said, my apologies. I'm not super familiar with Moon Knight. I will say I'm a big Oscar Isaac guy. So I'm excited about the trailer. We'll see if I see it in the theater. Like I said, Marvel is sort of my second love out of two when it comes to the big two comic book companies. So we'll see. Noslen, what are your thoughts on Moon Knight?
You know what? Just like you, I don't really know much about the Moon Knight character. I've just heard from a couple of people that it's the story, like the comic is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember seeing the character. It might have been just in one of the pages of the Infinity Gauntlet series, I think.
Okay.
I forgot which issue, but that's where I saw him there. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Moon Knight. I didn't know if he was gonna be part of the the battle or not. But yeah, no, I don't know much about the character. Watching the trailer, I know I am interested. I think it's characters like this where either I don't know much about them or don't know them at all that gets me, I think, really interested. Like it was like with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Didn't know much really about them, and then when I saw the movie, I'm like, wow, like that really, it was at that time I found it better than the first Avengers.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is in my top 3 for Marvel movies. It still currently is. Like I was very impressed by it. I will say, like the one thing that you said about that, while I don't know a whole lot about them, I will say that their track record so far, Marvel Studios' track record with the past Marvel Knights titles, has been pretty good, because the other Marvel Knights characters were, I mean, I shouldn't say Marvel Studios specifically, but like Marvel properties, I should say, in terms of translating them into on screen. Punisher is one, and they've done a good job. I mean, I like the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. I don't know if anybody else did. I personally
I do
liked
too.
it.
I do too.
Yeah. Daredevil,
Very good.
and Black Panther. So they're doing a decent job with those ones. So let's hope that they dust off a little bit more magic for Moon Knight.
And I was looking back at the trailer. That's not Jeremy Renner. That's Mr. Footloose. That's not.
Am I watching the right trailer?
Yeah, man. That's Mr. Footloose in there. You got.
Marvel Studios.
Yeah, so that's the guy who's in Footloose.
One of you guys is going to be spectacularly wrong, and I can't wait.
Are you Googling it right now?
Am I watching the right trailer here? Yeah, this is Moon Knight, isn't it?
I hope so. Caramel, your final thoughts on Moon Knight while Noslen figures out whether or not he's right or wrong.
I'm actually really excited. I just watched Eternals. I'll know Coastal, you have not yet, right?
I have not yet, no. So
Okay.
I'm going to watch that this weekend.
Okay. So essentially, just this is no spoilers because some parts of Eternals takes place in London.
Okay.
Okay. And he works, or he's at least in a London museum. So from some of the stuff that I saw in the teaser trailer, so I'm like, I really hope that maybe there's some interaction in regards to this and maybe Eternals, or maybe some characters that were in Eternals that worked in the London Museum. I think that'd be really cool, because then it just brings in the Eternals into a whole new thing. Also, he sent it in the group. Okay, I'll see what this is. Okay, I'll put my phone on mute. But honestly, I am very excited for it. I cannot wait to see. I know for a fact that this is in good hands. Let's be honest. This is Marvel. This is going to be in great hands. And this is going to be their version of Batman. So he knows that, by he, I mean Kevin Feige. He knows that this is going to be an A-OK. A-OK.
Okay.
We're fine. And going off the shoes of No Way Home, we're okay. We're fine.
Yeah.
No issues here.
Confirm for me. This is a theatrical release, right? It's not a Disney Plus.
Yes, this is a theatrical release. I believe it's coming to Disney Plus. I think 3 or 4 months after it comes out.
They tend to do that. It's like a 45-day thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw that with the Batman as well. It's going to come to HBO Max shortly after.
And Noslen, the trailer you sent me was from 6 months ago. There was one that came out 15 hours ago.
Oh yeah. Eh?
Yeah, this one's from 6 months ago. There's one that came out 15 hours ago. You want to watch that one?
I probably should.
Because the guy from Footloose is in that one. I'm like, wait, what? Like, this is from 6 months ago. How does this come out yesterday and posted 6 months ago?
All right,
we need to do a little bit better job at sort of organizing which trailers we're talking about. So
that's too funny. That's too funny.
Outside of our organizational skills as a podcast being countered. Does this resolve for the group?
This definitely does.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's too funny.
Yeah, no, a little bit of that is on me too. All right, so let's end it off with something that I hope to be a little bit of a tradition here. We'll do something I like to call the watch list. So all of us sort of have a list of stuff where we say, oh, you know what, I haven't watched that yet, I'll put that on the list, and then our list gets to be like 60 names long or 60 movies.
Wait, hold up. Speaking of watch lists, this trailer you sent me is an amalgamation of like 20 different movies as a fan-made trailer, bro. This is not even a real trailer. Like, get out of here, buddy. Speaking of watch list, there's like 20 movies on that thing. I'm like, I guarantee you there's like 7 of them that are on my watch list.
Oh man. Yeah. I was gonna say, hey, didn't I see Tom Cruise in the Moon Knight trailer for a half second?
Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
It's a late night.
Yeah. All right. So, watch list outside of fan-made trailers. Noslen, what have you been watching?
Oh my gosh!
Actually,
what have you been watching last week?
Is it Terminator: Dark Fate? I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, that was out on Netflix.
Oh, I need to watch that. I need to watch that.
It wasn't too bad. It's she really aged. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
In that movie. Yeah. Still good, but like great actress. But yeah, it's. I think it puts maybe this could be a new spin-off now on the Terminator series. I'm not going to spoil anything, but just when like the first few minutes, I was like, "Whoa!" Like that happened. Like, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, go ahead. You can finish your thought.
No, just saying the overall movie it was okay. Like it was good. It wasn't bad or anything, but it's what I expected from a movie like this. So
okay.
I went in there with no expectations at all.
Okay. I was gonna say, because you're saying there is a possibility for a spin-off after this. Do you think the Terminator franchise still has legs?
What are you talking about, buddy?
Do you think?
No way.
Do you think it's still got? Do you think it's still got enough for like? Is there still meat on the bones for that franchise? Like in terms of it being able to come out with more movies?
Well, I don't know. The way it ended, it can, but should it? I don't think so.
No. Okay. Caramel, I see you cracking up there. What are your thoughts, or are you just sort of laughing at the wordplay?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. Is there really any meat on a Terminator's body?
Okay.
No. Just like this franchise, bro.
Yeah.
They've done everything in the book. They've gone back in time. They've gone back multiple times. They've gone to the future. They've done this. They've done that. They've done alternate timelines. They've done everything you can think of, bro. And they make enough money to make another movie, but like at a certain point, the money is gonna run out. And I think it's gotten to the point where the well is literally almost dry. I think they might need to do a full reboot. Honestly, at a certain point, I'm like, don't add on to the existing franchise. Do something new. Do like what Star Trek did with the brand new Star Trek like trilogy movies. Like, just do a fresh start. I know it's going to be very hard to replace the big man himself as the Terminator, but you have to do it. You got to start fresh. You got to find a way to connect to your current audience, right? Because there's so many Terminator movies and TV shows and spin-offs and everything where like it's dry. It's dry. What was
the original Judgment Day again? Like, wasn't it like 2015 or something? Like,
something like that.
Are we like way past the date that all this was supposed to happen?
Yeah. So I think they need to refresh it and like make Judgment Day into like, I don't know, 21 something or 22 something, right? Where this technology would possibly be there. Let's be real, like could possibly be there. Because right now, man, it's dry. But they're great movies. Like, I love the action. Like, for me, they're guilty pleasures. But like as a franchise aspect, it's like this is a no-go. This is a no-go.
Okay, that's fair. Let's be honest. Let's put it 40,000 years in the future, right?
Exactly, 40,000. The only thing that they know is war. You know, there's Tyranids. They can be the Necrons. Let's be honest here. They can be the Necrons. That's a nice round number
to me.
Yeah, they can be the new Necrons.
Have you watched anything else?
No, that's actually about it. Oh, that and some something called Warhammer 40,000.
Buddy.
Just trying to see what that's about. So.
Oh, what's that? What is that? Can you explain that?
Some guys that I know were trying to get me to watch this. How to play this game. So, I thought I'd check it out and see what it's about.
Oh, no way!
When I'm done, I'll let them know what it's about.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
This episode is going to turn into a 5-hour thing if we get started on Warhammer. So
yeah, I know.
I'll try to make an executive decision and counter that last one.
Yep.
Caramel, what about yourself? What have you been sort of having your eye on in the past week?
The new Peacemaker show came out.
Yes.
The first 3 episodes came out with John Cena.
Yes.
So I do have that on my watch list. So I'm going to be watching that. Probably tonight. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. We're probably going to watch it tonight.
Is Suicide Squad available on Crave?
I don't know.
Wanted to watch Suicide Squad before I watched Peacemaker, but I'm very excited about Peacemaker.
Yeah. I loved Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad movie. One of my favorite things. So I cannot wait to see the show. Apparently the show's just as good, so we'll see how it goes. Other than that, I'm literally just catching up on my Warhammer stuff. I literally have 7 different playlists, and each playlist has over 100 videos, and each video is over an hour long of Warhammer lore.
So much lore.
Dude, one of the playlists has 120 videos, and it covers every single book in the Horus Heresy. Every single book. So I'm wow.
The main timeline of the Horus Heresy is 52 novels.
Yeah.
And that's not counting anything that's sort of a spin-off or a side story or an alternate retelling. The main storyline is 52 novels. So you're not going to get through all of it, but hey, that's part of the fun, right? Is picking and choosing and understanding the lore slowly but surely.
Yeah. So other than the lore part, I'm also watching a bunch of beginner videos on Warhammer, how to play. So basic tactics, advanced tactics, 20 common mistakes on rules, this and that. So there's a lot of Warhammer that I'm watching, which is kind of superseding all my other stuff, which I know I should balance that out a little bit. But I don't know, I'm on this huge Warhammer binge, like you guys are. I'm on a huge Warhammer binge right now. Anything Warhammer related content I'm watching. So essentially it's mostly Warhammer, but I do want to make time for Peacemaker, and I still haven't watched No Way Home yet, so I still need to watch that. That is for sure on my watch list. Because I watched a thing on YouTube where it's a short story, in the stories they have a 60-second. You can do 60-second clips.
The shorts. Yeah.
And both of you have watched No Way Home, right?
I have not.
Okay. Well, I saw a clip of one of the scenes that was very emotional, and I teared up. I'm like, I need to watch the movie, man. I need to watch this movie already. This is so sad. So yeah, I need to get on that.
All right. For myself, I've watched all of Cobra Kai. So
already?
Yeah. I told you I'm gonna plow through that entire series. So I watched
Damn.
all of season 4 of Cobra Kai, and prior to that, I watched Karate Kid 3 to get myself ready because the main antagonist in Karate Kid 3 comes back this season.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the series so far then?
The series is fantastic. I am currently negotiating with Ali to see if he can come on and do a retrospective about season 4.
I would love to hear that episode. So
we'll see. I mean, he's being a teenager. He'll wax and wane in terms of his level of enthusiasm for it. But we'll see if we can hammer out something there. I will say I watched Karate Kid 3, and I don't remember if I've seen it before because I want to say I have, but I would have remembered watching a movie this bad.
Oh man,
this movie is fucking terrible. Karate Kid 3 is so horrifically bad that it actually does stretch past the point of being bad and being entertaining for being bad. And it's funny because they actually do call back to just how bad that movie is in the series. Because he's an absolute psychopath, the antagonist, and in a way that doesn't even make sense. So it was very cartoony. It's a terrible movie. It really does sort of actively hurt the legacy of the Karate Kid franchise.
Wow.
In terms of just how bad it is. It really did jump the shark.
What about the fourth one though?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch that one.
Is that the one with Jackie
But
Chan?
I could see why everybody else was sort of like, boom, I'm out after that third movie.
Not the Jackie Chan one. There's one with
No, the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank.
Oh, okay. No, the Jackie Chan one was good.
Yeah.
That one was actually really. I liked it. It's Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Karate Kid starring the Kung Fu guy.
So, is there going to be a new season of
There is
Cobra Kai?
definitely going to be a season 5.
Okay.
And as we had talked about before, season 6 is a foregone conclusion because they've said that season 5 ends on a cliffhanger. It doesn't end on a definitive end.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it met all expectations. It was fantastic. Like I said, I was able to bang it out in 2 days. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get through that if it wasn't good. So
One thing I would
That's
love
what
to
I was
hear. One thing I would love to hear is when you and your boy do your retrospective. I would love to hear your predictions on the next season. What might happen, what you don't want to happen, this and that. I would love to see where your guys' heads are when it comes to that. And then hopefully at the end, make a tally when that season comes out and see what actually happens and
you actually
whatnot.
nailed it. Yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be interesting. Yeah, we had a lot of fun when we did the Squid Game one, and it'll be interesting to see where we went in terms of our theories for season 2. So we'll see what season 5 brings us. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. Yeah, I definitely got to get on Peacemaker as well. And yeah, and when I paint my Warhammer figures, I've got the Warhammer lore going too. So I've been absorbing a lot of that as well. So yeah, that's my watch list. Anybody else have anything else? Noslen, Caramel.
No, not really. I just waiting on Noslen to get his combat patrol going. And then other than
we're
that,
thinking about doing a 500-point game. Our first 500-point game.
Yes.
Coming up this week, I think is going to be the plan.
Tuesday,
hopefully.
Yeah.
And then we'll integrate in our buddy Noslen here, and we'll see how it goes from there. And then we'll look. I got to catch up to you because you've got a 1,000-point army. I've got to get my 1,000-point army going so that we can get
some big battles.
Some big battles.
Yeah. To be honest with you, man, like it's honestly no rush for big battles because I'd rather learn all the mechanics with the combat patrol because it's easier to absorb it all because you're worrying about less things, right? But
then we
you're
can
focusing on the core rules
as we get more comfortable.
Yeah. And I've been learning on how to beat your Blood Angels in their combat and this and that, and how to use my boys to their advantage. So I'm like, okay, I think I know what to do. We'll see if I can make it a 6-0 victory. You know?
Yeah. I'm currently 0-5 in kill team, so we've got to let's hope that changes at some point.
Yo, that last game though, it was off to the last roll, and I rolled it because I knew I was gonna lose, so I rolled it. And it ended up beating him, and we were both shocked. We were both shocked. I was about as sort of, how do I put this? Gaming pissed as I could have possibly been after that game. Yeah, like essentially, I gave him the gun to shoot me.
And I shot myself in the face.
And he shot himself in the face with it. Yeah, essentially, that's what happened.
Pointed it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So yeah. But hey, learning, right? You live and you learn. So, but it was fun. It was awesome. It was definitely a fun time. Awesome. So, yeah. So, what do you think? Let's resolve this and let's resolve this episode.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. All right.
All right then, man. Okay. Yeah. Thanks again for joining us, everybody. Noslen, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Noslen69ers. That's my name backwards, 69ERS.
How about yourself, Caramel?
You can find me at Caramel with 2 L's on Instagram. I'm not used to doing it like this. So go ahead, man.
All right, you can find me at Coast Dynasty. That's COASTDY Nasty. That is not Neon, but Coast Dynasty. Collectively, you can find the 3 of us at Unhinged Vibes on Instagram. There is a link to our website on our Instagram page as well. That'll show all of our links, including our new YouTube page, which is where we will see this, and we'll have some timestamps as well, so that if there are people who want to sort of fast forward through any of the things where we have spoilers, they can do that. Definitely, thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you next time for the stacks.
Thank you guys for listening. This was a good one, boys. Very nice.